Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Medieval Reader. So today I will be doing the Jetlag book tag. It was created by B.M. Gregory. I will link his video down below. But I saw it on Lukash's channel, Lukash's Books. So let's begin. Question 1. What book made you feel tired? So the book that made me feel tired was Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I was reading it next to the Niagara Falls, and I wanted to chuck it into the Niagara Falls. I've tried reading Jane Austen. I've read Pride and Prejudice, did not like it, bored to tears, couldn't care less about any of the characters. I liked Mr. Bennet. I wanted him to insult all the characters. And then I tried Sense and Sensibility, and the woman who lent me the book was talking about how much she loved it, how many times she'd read it, and I don't see the appeal. I'm sorry, Austen fans. I'm not trying another Austen. 2. What book made you confused? That would have to be Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. So, Mrs. Dalloway is a phenomenal book. I have read it many, many times, and you have to read it many, many times because it's probably one of Woolf's most difficult books to read. It follows a woman named Mrs. Dalloway who is throwing a party. And it also follows a man who's suffering from shell shock and his relationship to his wife. All of this takes place in one day and is just an incredible meditation on the post-war experience in England. Number 3, which book opened your eyes to a whole new world? Well, that would have to be Silence by Shusaku Endo. So I read this early this year, and it follows some Jesuit missionaries in Japan. And I was really fascinated by this book because it gives you an insight into how the Japanese viewed these missionaries. It's pretty brutal because the Christians were not welcome in Japan, and it deals with the question of martyrdom and apostasy and a number of other theological and metaphysical questions. But it also deals with imperialism a bit. I thought that this was a wonderful, wonderful book. I would really like to reread it soon. I have not seen the film. I don't think I will be able to stomach the film, so I'm gonna pass on that. But I've heard it's a really good film. Number 4, which book made you feel sick? Well, that would have to be All Quiet on the Western Front by Erich Maria Remarque. This book was written by a World War I veteran. It is fiction, but it's clear that the author was speaking from experience. It follows a boy, he's barely a man, and his involvement in trench warfare on the Western Front. It is brutal. It is brutal. It is so graphic, and it's surprising how graphic it is, having been written in the early 20th century. But this year is the 100th anniversary of the US's involvement in World War I. And I think that I need to reread this book. The last time I read it, I was in high school. It did make me sick. This was one of the most graphic books I'd ever read, but it is just so sad and so powerful. I think it's a book that everyone should read. And then number 5, which book did you read on your last long journey? Well, I haven't finished it yet, but the last book that I've been reading is We the Drowned by Kirsten Jensen. Now, I think many of you have seen this book hauled. In the last couple of years, a number of booktubers have been hauling the paperback version, which is gorgeous. The hardcover is beautiful too, but the book is phenomenal. Now, I am a sucker for seafaring literature. I love it. I love Moby Dick. I love Lord Jim. I love any story set at sea. So already the premise intrigued me, but there is not a wasted word in this novel. It's 650 pages. I've read over 200 pages, so it could go downhill from here. But if this continues, this will be the best book I've read this year, and I think it's perfect for a long trip. So yeah, I'm loving We the Drowned. I'm surprised that there's only one review of We the Drowned on BookTube. Maybe other people have read it and they included it in recent wrap-ups, but I haven't seen people reviewing this book, and I've been on BookTube for a few years, so I'm just surprised. Really, dust off your beautiful paperback copy and read it. It is phenomenal. We the Drowned by Kirsten Jensen. I haven't finished it yet, though. Okay, so that's the jet lag book tag. I want to actually have people whom I usually don't tag to do this tag. I'm really interested in your thoughts. And as always, I hope you have a great day. Bye now.